In 2002, Jack Whittaker won $315 million. He was a good man who just wanted to help everyone around him. A few years later, he was completely broke, and his family was destroyed. Why? Because he didn't know how to say no to people who asked for money. You don't want to admit it, but you're probably in the same position. Saying no to your loved ones is always difficult. Coming into unexpected money, whether it's a sudden windfall, an inheritance, a successful investment, or a lucrative new job, brings an incredible sense of freedom. You finally breathe. You feel like you've built a fortress around your future. But wealth attracts attention, and often, the most unwelcome attention comes from people closest to you. It could be your best friend, your sister, or even your mom. Suddenly, you become the family bank. Friends you haven't heard from in years resurface with life-changing business opportunities. Relatives come to you with financial emergencies, expecting you to absorb their risk just because your numbers changed. Setting boundaries isn't just critical, it's a survival mechanism for wealth. You don't want to damage your relationships, but turning down these requests is non-negotiable if you want to protect your financial future. Today, we're breaking down the exact blueprint to handle these requests with absolute confidence, without feeling guilty, and without destroying your social circle. Step 1. The power of strategic silence. The absolute easiest way to avoid being asked for money is simple. Don't give them a reason to ask. Keep your windfall quiet. When you hit a major financial milestone, the human instinct is to celebrate, to show the world, or at least your circle, that you've made it. But news of financial good fortune travels faster than you think. A casual comment to a sibling becomes a conversation at a family dinner, and within weeks, people you barely know are looking at you differently. But what if you can't keep it a secret? Maybe your success is tied to a highly public salary, a visible promotion, or a business lunch that everyone knows about. If your wealth is public, your plans must remain vague. When people probe, you don't talk about numbers or luxury purchases. Your default response should be, I'm working closely with a financial advisor right now, and everything is tied up while we figure out the long-term structure. This simple phrase does something powerful. It shifts the perception from he has cash sitting in his bank account to his money is locked away in an institutional system. It discourages the casual askers instantly. Step 2. Let the expert be the bad guy. When direct requests do come in, you should never defend your money by yourself. Deflecting the pressure is a classic wealth protection strategy. You need to let an expert be the bad guy. When a friend or family member approaches you with a loan request or investment idea, direct them straight to the financial advisor or accountant. Frame it as a strict policy you have established. Tell them, I've promised my financial advisor that I won't touch or commit any capital without their rigorous review. Send over your detailed proposal and my gatekeeper will evaluate it. This does two things. First, it saves you from awkward, emotionally charged conversation at the kitchen table. Second, it acts as a filter. Many requests aren't serious, they're impulsive. If a friend refuses to put their request in writing or send it to an advisor, it means they wanted an emotional favor, not a professional transaction. If they do send it, a third-party expert can tactfully assess the risk and deliver an objective no based on numbers, not feelings. Step 3. Kill the guilt. The biggest obstacle in saying no isn't the other person, it's your own guilt. You feel uncomfortable, you feel like you owe them something because you have more. Let's be completely clear, your financial health comes first. You worked for it, you managed the risk, and you executed the plan. You don't owe anyone an explanation beyond a polite firm response. Here are 2 highly effective scripts you can use depending on the situation. Script 1. I've already committed my resources elsewhere for the foreseeable future. Script 2. I'm focusing strictly on other financial priorities right now, so I'm not in a position to help. Deliver this with a calm, kind, but final tone. Don't over-explain. And please do not apologize profusely. The moment you start explaining why you can't lend the money, you give the other person a leverage to argue with the reasons. And trust me, some people will try to argue with you. If they press you further, simply repeat your initial statement like a broken record. Boundaries prevent resentment. Sticking to them allows you to invest wisely elsewhere. Step 4. The business filter, if you choose to say yes. Now, what if you actually want to consider the request? Maybe it's a sibling with a legitimate business concept. If you're concerning a loan or investment, you must completely remove emotion from the room. Take a step back, treat the proposal like a cold business deal, not a personal favor. Demand a detailed professional business plan. Ask the hard, uncomfortable questions. What happens if the business fails? What is the collateral? How exactly will this impact your own liquidity if things go south? If you decide to proceed, never give a gift or take a blind equity stake. Financial advisors suggest structuring the agreement as a short-term loan with competitive interest rates. Model how this loan fits into your overall asset allocation. If the loss of that money would alter your lifestyle or your peace of mind, walk away. Business is business at the end of the day. Step 5. Lock it in writing. If capital moves from your account to a friend or relative, it must be locked in writing up front. No verbal agreements, no handshakes over beer. You need a legally binding contract that defines the exact repayment schedule, the interest rates, and most importantly, the exit strategy. The biggest pitfall of personal investments in private business is liquidity. Without a defined timeline, your money is effectively trapped forever. You become a hostage of their operational timeline. Setting strict boundaries in writing doesn't mean you don't trust them. It means you respect the relationship enough to protect it from future misunderstandings. Step 6. Be very direct and just say no. Like I said earlier, you don't owe them any explanation. You worked for your money, you worked to get what you have today, so saying no is totally okay. This is the type of response you should give to people who insist a lot, who don't really work on themselves, and who are obviously trying to use you. This is usually the type of people who don't respect boundaries, so you have to let them know that they have to respect yours very quickly. It's sad to say, but if they don't respect them after that, you should leave them behind. Sometimes distancing yourself is the best solution. Conclusion: helping on your own terms. It's natural to want to support the people you care about. Wealth is meant to build a better life, not just for you, but for your legacy. But managing a windfall responsibly often means having to say no. Whether you choose to keep your success completely private, defer the pressure to a professional advisor, or evaluate every request through a ruthless business lens, you must remain firm. Prioritize your long-term financial health today, because protecting your capital now is the only thing that will give you the power to help others later, completely on your own terms. If you found value in this blueprint, subscribe to the channel and lock your focus into your own execution. This is Prestige and Lux. See you on the next one.